Editor's note: Mobile World Congress is the world's largest mobile tech trade show looking at the current state of mobile and where it might go next. Watch CNN International coverage live for Barcelona on 24th February to 28th February. Get the latest live update from the event on CNN Live blog. Didn't think so. Apparently, not many others did, either. So after 3+ years, the world's largest social media outlet is pulling the plug on its little-used email service. The company confirmed Tuesday. We are making this change because most people haven't been using their Facebook email address, and we can focus on improving our mobile message experience for everyone. Facebook said in a statement. For those who do have a Facebook mail account, message will be forwarded to the primary email address listed in a user's account. The company said the changes are planned to roll out in March, and users can turn off that forwarding option if they prefer not to have their personal inbox flooded with this message. It's a little bit of bowing to the inevitable, said Justin Lafferty, editor of the trade site Inside Facebook. The email address, which showed up as messengers for Facebook users, never took off, and when Facebook tried to make them the default email accounts for all users in mid-2012, a lot of people were unhappy with that, he said. It was kind of rolled out to everyone regardless of what they wanted, Lafferty said. With last week 19 million acquisition of WhatsApp, the fast-growing messaging service, Facebook is focusing more on mobile messaging than email these days. Facebook ventured into the email filed in November 2010, adding the service to the messaging system, already used heavily by its 1.2 million users. CEO Mark Zuckerberg said at the time that the system would complement, not compete, with entrant email giants such as Google, Yahoo, and Microsoft. We don't expect anyone to wake up tomorrow and say, I'm going to shut down my Yahoo account or my Gmail account and switch exclusively to Facebook, but we do expect a shift to a more real-time communication, he said. Lafferty said the reversal is unlikely to be remembered in the company's annals. Much like the service itself, many people probably weren't even aware of the change, he said. Miami artist destroys 1 million Ai Weiwei vest in protest. He has been photographed dropping vases before, but that doesn't mean it's okay for just anyone to do it. Ai Weiwei has made a name for himself by not only creating visually arresting and thought-provoking art, but for his uncompromising activism in opposition to the Chinese government. I was on the receiving end of a protest this weekend, and a local Miami artist smashed a color base valued at 1 million part of the artist, according to what exhibition at the Perez Art Museum, Miami, in the city. The exhibition also included photographs of the Chinese artist dropping what appears to be a Han Dynasty urn. Mexico Camarero, a Miami-based artist, was named in the police affidavit as a defendant. He told an officer that his act was a protest against the gallery's decision to only display international art. The police report states that Camarero picked up the vase before being advised to put it away by a museum official. He then dropped it in protest. He was charged with criminal mischief. Questionable protest. Meanwhile, told CNN that he didn't have much reaction to the news, but he said that he thought that the lie should be drawn when it came to damage public or private property as part of a protest. I can't have a show in Beijing, but I cannot go to museum. To break work in Beijing, he said in a phone interview. My work is basically forbidden to be shown in China. The protest itself may be valid, but to damage somebody's work to do that is questionable. I say that he considered his work, specifically the trippage, which shows him dropping an antique arm, to be very different. My work belongs to me, it doesn't belong to the public, also it doesn't belong to someone else. He said he believed he has been contacted by the gallery, but he isn't taking the laws too seriously. I don't really care much when actually my work is often damaged in different shows because it's fragile. So normally I don't take these things too highly. Damage is damage, you know. If they have insurance, maybe it will be covered. Art in China, unscripted and cutting edge. The museum issued a statement concerning an incident condemning Cermero's act. Although the museum can't speak directly to intentions, evidence suggests that this was a premeditated act, a PAMM statement read, as a art museum dedicated to celebrate modern and contemporary artists from within our community and around the world, we have the highest respect for freedom of expression. But this destructive act is vandalism and disrespectful to another artist and his work, to Paris Art Museum Miami, and to our community. Catamero told the Miami New Times that it was a spontaneous protest and that he lifted the vest and left it smashed on the floor like Wei did in his picture, then waited for authorities peaceful and never resist punishment. Hong Kong police on alert after China sex industry crackdown. CNN. Hong Kong police plan to set up efforts against vice operation in the city following a massive crackdown on prostitution last week across the Chinese border. When police in Dangguan raided 2,000 establishments and detained more than 900 people, senior Hong Kong police expressed fears that Special Administrative Zone could fill the vice vacuum left after the raid by more than 6,000 police on the Chinese industrial city just 60 miles, 100 kilometers to the north. Commissioner of Police Andy Tsai Wan-han told local media that police would be stepping up operation against the sex trade, adding that proliferation of vice in the territory was a concern following the crackdown. There is definitely potential for the sex trade to suddenly grow quickly here, but it won't just be confined to a rise in prostitution. A senior Hong Kong police office told the South China Morning Post it would bring with it all the usual vice that goes with it: narcotics, money laundering, trade protection. The Chinese Ministry of Public Security on Sunday ordered police across China to set up efforts to tackle the three vices: prostitution, gambling, and drug trafficking, warning officials that would be held accountable for illegal activities. While Daqguan, situated between the large population zone of Shenzhen and Guangzhou, has long been associated with prostitution. It's known as China's Sin City. China's Ministry of Public Security have indicated it will not limit the crackdown to the city, and that the operation will also target officials' benefits from the trade. Be resolute with the crackdown no matter who is involved, and regardless of what official rank they are at, with no leniency of soft heartedness, the ministry said in a post on its website over the weekend. Dan Guan, deputy mayor and police chief Yang Xiaokan, was fired from his post last week, and 10 other senior police officers have been subject to a range punishment in the wake of their raids, state media reported. Other provinces, including Shenzhen, Gansu, Guangxi, and Heilongjiang have conducted to their own vice raids in recent days, indicating that the campaign has been directed from a central government. Dubbed the Exterminate Yellow campaign, the color in China associated with prostitution and crackdown comes after a reported by the national broadcaster CCTV on the sex industry in Daguan. According to media reports cited by the English-language China Daily, Daguan, with a large and shifting migrating population from across China, could have as many as 330 working in the illegal industry, despite harsh penalty from involvement. The nationwide clampdown on the three vices is the latest target for the government of President Xi Jinping, which promises a wide-scale crackdown on rampant graft when it came to power in 2012. She has also been behind an austerity drive to rein extravagant spending, banning officials from serving exotic dishes such as shark fin soup at banquets. Anger over corruption has promoted a raft of mass incidents and official euphemism for protest, warring officials defending one-party rule. Last year, Xi vowed to crack down on both tigers and flies, powerful leaders and loyal bureaucrats, in his campaign against corruption and petty officialdom. He started his teens with just 14. Now he is a 21-year-old paperback king. Every week, African startup follows entrepreneurs in various countries across the continent to see how they are working to make their business dream become reality. Award-winning entrepreneur Andrew Mupuya was just 16 years old when he decided to take on the world. That was back in 2008, when both of Mupuya's parents had lost their job and could only afford to cover his school fees. I had to get to meet my basic needs to myself. Remember the agenda, businessman? I decided to face the world alone. Inadvertently, the government of Uganda came to Mupuya's aid, and at the time, officials in the country announced that they were considering a ban on plastic bags to curb environmental damage. Mupuya, who was still in secondary school, immediately saw this as an opportunity to launch a paperback producing company. I conducted a feasibility study, market research around retail shops, kiosk supermarkets around Kampala, and discovered there is the potential market for paper bags. To start out his small operation, Mapuya figured out the needed a capital of 30,000 Uganda shillings. He raised the first 11 from selling 70 kilos of used plastic bottles he collected over 1 week. Mapuya then borrowed the remaining $3 from his school teachers and embarked on his entrepreneurial journey, producing paper bags on a small scale. Since then, the business has grown extensively, and today, at the age of 21, Mapuya is the owner of Youth Entrepreneurial Link Investments, the first registered Uganda company to make paper bags. The young entrepreneur employs 16 people who produced up to 20,000 paper bags each week. His long list of clients include restaurants, retail stores, supermarkets, medical centers, as well as multinational companies like Samsung. YELI has made about 1,000 niche bags for the local stores of the electronics company. Right now, I have 62 clients, says Mapuya. 90% of our clients always come back. Mapuya's remarkable achievements and trained business skills have been recognized with a number of accolades in recent years. In 2012, Mapuya was the winner of the 30,000 Anzisha Prize, a major award given to take the initiative to address critical needs in the communities. The awards I have won give me congrats to push on with my business, says the young entrepreneur. It shows to me how I'm doing the right thing, that it helps me define the impact I'm creating. Uganda has attempted to ban plastic bag in a bid to deal with its acute waste management problem and promote environmental conservation, yet they are still used in Kampala and often block drainage system to collect in heaps on the side of the road. Mapuya, however, believes Ugandans will eventually choose paper over plastic, and he even plans to build a recycling operation. A paper bag is eco-friendly. It can easily decompose, he says, but plastic bags take too long, so that is the difference. For now, Mapuya sources his paper from Nairobi, the capital of Kenya. His business is housing a Kosokoso, a slum just outside Kampala's bustling city center. Here, everything is done by hand and with precision. YELI employees turn out thousands of bags daily, cutting the paper manually and then folding and gluing it appropriately. But this takes time, and as customer members grow and team cannot keep up with the increasing orders, Mapuya said one of the biggest challenge of this startup right now is supply and demand. It needs time to produce the right quality and quantity to all clients because it's run manually. He says it's quite hard to catch up with some clients who are used to cheap plastic bags. At Mapuya, my next step is to get a machine because I'm only able to supply 5% of the demands I have. Yet Mapuya said that it is a problem that most clients understand, pushing him to keep thinking big and press ahead with his plan to promote environmental conversation. My vision is to have a cleaner Africa by eradicate use of plastic bags and emphasis of paper recycling, he said. I dream of having a big plant where I'm able to supply paper bags all over Africa. At Mapuya, putting emphasis on sensitize about environmental conversation. So I believe this is just a start. California couple strikes gold after finding 10 million in rare coins. A husband and wife are reveling in their good fortune after finding 10 millions in rare gold coins buried on their property in northern California. The gold country discovery is thought to be the largest of its kind of U.S. history, according to David Hall, co-founder of professional coin grading service, which authenticated the find. It's quite a story. People were walking along on their property in Northern California, noticed something, began to dig in, and they found cans of gold coins, Hall said. It should have happened to you and me. The coins were unearthed in February 2013 by the husband and wife, who wished to remain anonymous. They were walking their dog when they spotted something shiny on the ground. The couple dug and eventually discovered 8 metal cans containing more than 4,000 gold coins. No one knows how they got there, or whom the coins might have belonged to. Somebody could have buried them and then died before they let everybody know where they were, Holt said. Believe it or not, I know cases where they forgot they had something or they moved or whatever. It could have been some kind of robbery deal, who knows. The treasure is known as a satellite hoard because it was discovered near a hole the couple called Saddle Ridge. In their effort to stay anonymous, the husband and wife aren't saying exactly where the fortune was found. The coins in $5, $10, and $20 denominations date from 1877 to 1894. Most were minted in San Francisco. They have combined face value of about 27,000, but experts believe they could fetch 10 million or more. Many are in pristine condition, including at least 14 coins are considered the finest known for their dates and mint mark. A highlight from the hoard is a 8060S no motor double eagle, valued at close to 1 million. The couple is planning to sell much of the collection. Approximately 90% of the coins will go up on Amazon.com collectibles sites, according to Duncan Kanjin of Kanjin's, who is assisting to anonymous owners. He told CNN the couples want to donate some of the proceeds to charity. Basically, they are thankful and they think it's wonderful that they are going to be able to save their property that they thought they might lose again. They want to give back to the community and to needy people, he said. Collectors wanted a sneak peek can see more of the coins at the American Numismatic Association's 2014 National Money Show in Atlanta, which opens Tuesday. Unlike other hoards and treasures, this one includes a great variety of coins struck over many different years, and many of the coins are still in persistent condition, Kanjin said. And add to that a wonderful human interest story. This family literally found a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. He started in his teens with just 14. Now, he is a 21-year-old paperback king. Award-winning entrepreneur Andrew Mapuya was just 16 years old when he decided to take on the world. That was back in 2008, when both of Mapuya's parents had lost their jobs and could only afford to cover his school fee. I had to get my basic needs by myself. Remember the Uganda businessman? I decided to face the world alone. Inevitably, the government of Uganda came to Mapuya's aid. At the time, officials in the country announced that they were considering a ban on plastic bags to curb environmental damage. Mapuya, who was still in secondary school, immediately saw this as an opportunity to launch a paper bag production company. I conducted a feasibility study, market research around the retail shops, kiosks, supermarkets around Kampala, and discovered there is need and potential market for paper bags. To start out his small operation, Mapuya figured out he needed a capital or 36,000 Uganda shillings, $14 US dollar. He raised the first $11 from selling 70 kilos of used plastic bottles he'd collected over 1 week. Mapuya then borrowed the remaining $3 from his schoolteacher and embarked on his entrepreneurial journey, producing paper bags on a small scale. Since then, the business has grown intensively, and today, at the age of 21, Mapuya is the owner of Youth Entrepreneurial Link Investment, the first registered Uganda company to make paper bags. The young entrepreneur employs 16 people who produce up to 20,000 paper bags each week. His long list of clients includes restaurants, retail stores, supermarkets, medical centers, as well as multinational companies like Samsung. YELI has made about 1,000 nice bags for the local stores of the electronic company. Right now, I have 70 clients, says Mapuya. 90% of our clients always come back. Mapuya's remarkable achievement and shrewd business skills have been recognized with a number of accolades in recent years. In 2012, Mapuya was the winner of the 30,000 Anistisha Prize, a major award given to young African entrepreneurial leaders who take the initiative and address critical needs in their community. The award I have won gives me courage to push on with my business, says the young entrepreneur. It shows to me how I'm doing the right things, and it helps me define the impact I'm creating. Uganda has attempted to ban plastic bags in a bid to deal with its acute waste management problem and promote environmental conservation, yet they are still used in Kampala and often block drains systems or collect in heaps on the side of the road. Mupuya, however, believes Ugandans will eventually choose paper bag over plastic and even plans to build a recycling operation. A paper bag is eco-friendly. It can easily decompose, he said, but plastic bags take too long, so that's the difference. For now, Mupuya sources is paper from Nairobi, the capital of Kenya. His business is housed in Kisokosha, slum just outside Kampala's bustling city center. Here, everything is done by hand and with precise precision. YELI employees turn out thousands of bags daily, counting the paper manually and then folding it, the gluing it appropriately.